Inside every ballerina's heart is the blood of a warrior. They turn pain into beauty, chaos into precision, their bodies into art, sweat, blood, sacrifice. But not everyone achieves their dream. A Los Angeles-based ballet troupe are preparing for a showcase in 2 days. They consist of principal dancer Bones, Princess, Grace, Zoe, and her impaired sister Chloe. It's obvious that Bones and Princess hate each other and don't seem to get along well. They're due for an international competition in Budapest with their teacher Thorna Davenport. After the practice session, Princess confronts Bones and gets punched in the face.
You shouldn't have hit her.
Ballet is a rich bitch sport.
Due to a series of mix-ups at the airport, the group are forced to take a rundown bus to the competition. Unfortunately, after a few miles into Budapest, the bus breaks down and they're forced to leave on foot in search of a cab. Seems the bus driver knows they've entered Mafia territory but says nothing. With no cab within miles, they walk under the rain until they find the Teremok Inn. A worker tries to make them leave, but instead Osip invites them into the inn, a place for losers, but the troupe have no idea what they just walked into. The place is owned by Devora Kasimer, a former prima ballerina and absolute head of a small crime family. Sona notices that the girls are all wet from the rain and offers them access to the dryer while they wait. Consequently, they are made to wear Devora's ballet dress, since they have no dry clothes. They are given food, and while they eat, Devora enters. She introduces herself and says that she was told by Osip that they have a big show coming up. Trouble enters the inn. Pasha Markovich and his goons arrive. Devora owes his dad a lot of money, which explains why he behaves like he owns the place. She tells them that she used to be a dancer and offers to get them a minivan to the city. Zoe tells Osip that Chloe would like to use the restroom. Thorna offers to take her to the restroom, and as they leave, Pasha sees them. While Thorna waits for Chloe, Pasha plays the piano to lure the ballerinas into dancing. His plan works and they begin to dance without Thorna's consent. Meanwhile, Thorna sees Devora torturing a man in her office. She goes into shock as they crest his tongue with a hot metal. Thorna returns to the other girls, leaving Chloe in the restroom. On her way out, Pasha confronts her and gets a little violent, then she kicks him in the nuts only for Pasha to shoot her in the head. The party quickly turns into a nightmare. Chloe, who is unaware of their predicament, runs into Devora's son, Artyom, and begins to hook up with him.
See what happens when you disrespect a man like me?
Bones goes into shock. Devora comes in and promises that everything will be alright. The girls are in panic mode and are asking for Devora to call the police.
Yeah, go on, try it. Call the police.
Instead, she tells her goons to take them to the panic room. Bones escapes but is knocked out cold.
Follow Osip, he'll take care of you.
Osip takes the girls into the panic room, which turns out to be the inn's basement. Grace begins to panic and Osip gives her a pill to calm herself. Devora takes Pasha into her office. He wants her to kill girls, but Devora wants to be strategic about the situation. She wants to use this to her advantage and tells Pasha that she would like to meet his father, a gangster named Lothar the Butcher. Grace, who is now under the effects of a drug given to her by Osip, is influenced by Sona to give out information as to whether anyone knows about their location. Bones tries to prevent her from doing this, but she tells Sona anyway. Bones wants Sona to help them escape, but she tells them that Devora will cut off her tongue. When Pasha threatens to summon his father to the inn just to hurt Devora, she plays a videotape of his murder and tells him that for many years she paid Pasha's dad money, a debt she inherited from her father, but those payments stopped today. She asks Pasha to tell Lothar that if he wants his money, he should pay her a visit. She takes back her envelope. Pasha orders his men to kill the ballerinas. Devora calls Doctor to dispose of the girls after she kills them. She orders Osip to burn their stuff, and surprisingly, Devora catches Artyom making out with Chloe.
Bitch doesn't hear or speak.
Bones breaks free and makes Grace puke out what Osip gave her. Meanwhile, Osip gets their stuff and begins to sniff it. He has another plan. When Osip enters the basement, he chooses to rape Grace, then Bones stabs him in the eye. A brutal fight breaks out between Osip and Bones, who turns her ballet moves into Kungfu, using it to stab Osip multiple times, but when Osip refuses to die and wants to break her leg, Grace throws a spear at him but misses, then Bones uses her ingenuity to kill him. The doctor arrives at Devora's inn and immediately proceeds to her office at the basement, where they intend to dismember Thorna's body. Meanwhile, Bones rounds up the girls and Princess wonders why she didn't just wait for the authorities to come to their rescue, instead of taking matters into her hands. The troupe begin their great escape through the basement, but without Chloe. Unfortunately, they run into Pasha's men, so they have to hide, and while at it, they find their bags hidden in the basement.
Your father would be proud.
I know.
You remove the bullets? Of course.
Pasha's men finds them, and a fight breaks out. Bones stabs one in the nose, and together, by weaponizing their ballet gear and using dance positions as improvised martial arts, the troupe are able to dismantle Pasha's men, incapacitating them.
That toe blade is sick.
Devora later finds Pasha's men dead. The girls want to use a back door out of the inn, but Zoe protests against leaving Chloe, her sister. Princess promises that they'll come back for Chloe when they get help, but Zoe says that it may be too late. Consequently, Princess opts to leave alone. The girls continue down the hallway until they find Sona, who takes them to Devora's office, where Chloe is seen watching a movie and eating popcorn. Bones grabs Devora's shotgun while Zoe tries to convince Chloe that they have to leave because Thorna has been killed. Chloe tells her sister that she's waiting for Artyom to give her a tattoo. Down the other side of the hallway, after Princess splits with the group in a selfish attempt to save herself, she soon sees the doctor chopping up Thorna's body. Terrified, she runs back to the group but comes across Devora's henchman. This one appears to be dumb and falls for her fake emotional outburst, letting her go past him when he shouldn't have. When Devora approaches her office, they forcefully carry Chloe out, eventually hiding inside the kitchen until she passes. Princess reunites with them in the kitchen and she tells them what she saw.
I felt bad for you losers, so I came back.
Yeah, right.
They try to use a telephone to call the cops. Artyom finds Sona tied up in the bathroom. Devora makes a public announcement asking her henchmen to find and kill the girls. She threatens Pasha, saying that he has no security anymore and is now vulnerable to her. This makes Pasha scared and he immediately calls his dad for help. Devora opens a box filled with explosives, and while her henchmen search the inn for the troupe, she begins to plant the explosives around the building as insurance against Lothar the butcher. When the dumb goon enters the kitchen, the girls are forced to hide, but when the phone call goes through, it attracts the goon and he immediately grabs Princess, forcing her to blow up his hand with a shotgun. They escape into the reception where they realize that everyone is now out to get them. The girls adopt a ballet formation which they transform into martial arts that enables them beat the crap out of their assailants. With Bones leading them, all 5 girls perform the Nutcracker with razor blades stuck in their point shoes and taped to their fingertips, resulting in a bloody hand-to-hand combat that renders everyone dead except for Artyom, who is spared by Chloe. Sona shows up with a shotgun and shoots the dumb goon by accident, then Bones knocks her out. She lets the rest go on without her and is met by Devora. Bones runs out of bullets and is taken hostage by Devora. Then Pasha comes out of hiding and she shoots him on the leg. She takes Bones into her office and tells her that her friends have left her for dead when in fact the girls mobilize themselves to return to the inn to get Bones out. Devora speaks about her first audition at 8 years old. Her debut role was to be the Sugar Plum Fairy, but she didn't dance it because her father got mixed up with the wrong man. When her father couldn't pay, they took her leg, rendering her useless. She kept Lothar's son close, hoping that one day her revenge would come, and today is that day.
We are not alike.
One last dance. Bones is left for Doctor to cut her into pieces, starting with her leg. Princess runs to her rescue and takes out the Doctor with a bow and arrow. Lothar the butcher is seen on his way to the inn to rescue Pasha. Devora is all dressed up in her Sugar Plum Fairy tutu. When Lothar arrives, he calls Devora to set Pasha free without having to come inside the inn. When she refuses, Lothar's men storm the compound, eventually entering inside the inn. Grace, Zoe and Chloe, having seen the Mafia boss and his men, return back inside to rescue Bones and Princess. They discover that the inn is rigged to blow up any moment now. They reunite with Bones and Princess, who have taken Pasha hostage. Devora approaches them after turning off the light, demanding for Pasha, but Bones pleads for her to give them the chance they never had and set them free.
Give me that bastard.
Lothar's men open fire and she forces Pasha to make them stop or she'll kill him. The girls use the opportunity to escape the inn. Seeking revenge, Devora reveals to Lothar her true identity. She lets Pasha meet his father, but then she sets off the explosives, killing her, Pasha, Lothar, and his men as the girls escape in time. After surviving the blast, the troupe board some of Lothar's motorcycles and ride off the property into Budapest, arriving at a theater where they immediately perform their repertoire as a united team in Thorna's memory.